If you've watched a vocal range or analysis video, then you've probably seen these words, range and tessitura. Range is every note that you can sing. Or for some people, it is every noise that you can make. Tessitura, on the other hand, is where the center of a voice or song sits. It is where most of the singing is done, and it is the part of the range inside of the overall vocal range where a singer sounds their best. An excellent understanding of both of these concepts would be Taylor Dayne's I'll Wait. Dayne's entire singing range is low D to high A, but all of her music generally sits between low G and high F. So G to F will be her tessitura, and it is the area where she sounds her best. The range of I'll Wait is low E to high G. So this single song takes her to both extremes of her range. A misunderstanding about range is that just because you can hit a note does not mean that the note is one, secure, or that you can just sing it for long periods of time at will. Once you start approaching the extremes of a range, the quality generally begins to suffer. The song has sustained lines below the staff down to low E. And you can hear on the lines of low E, her voice is barely audible. And in the pre-chorus, it has sustained lines up to high G. And those high Gs are more straight tone, and they don't have the trademark deep vibrato that we typically associate with Taylor Dayne. Vibrato is important because vibrato is a sign that you have security or comfort over a note. With a singer's overall vocal range, there's generally their highest and lowest sustained note with vibrato. And after that, they generally have one or two extra notes that they can touch with some kind of run, or they hit it, but it's just a straight tone. Dayne's lowest sustained note is an E.
For an original.
Her lowest note is a D, one note under, that she sings through a run. If you want to be granular, the high G and I'll Wait could suffice as Dayne's highest sustained note with vibrato. Her highest note above this is an A, which she always reaches through a run or a slide, and it usually has no vibrato. Being that I'll Wait was released as a single, she has to perform this song live.
I have a copy of her brand new CD right here. This is her latest work. It's called Soul Dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Taylor Dayne.
This song is hard for her because it uses all of her vocal range. So she has three options. She can lower the key to make the highs less high, but if she lowers the key, then the lows are now too low. So she could raise the key, but if she raises the key, now the highs are too high. So her only option is to sing it in its original key. If she can't change the music itself, she can change the vocal arrangement of how she sings it, and that's what she does. This is the original arrangement. This vocal line spans nearly an octave, going from D down to low E. In live performance, she takes a higher option by replacing the lines of low E with lines of low A. low E is at the bottom of her range, and if we could barely hear that in the studio, then we would not have been able to hear that live. Low A, however, is inside of her comfort range, and it's a note that she can project and sing over a live band. For the chorus, the range covers C to G. Taylor brings the G down to an E flat. G is at the top of her range, but E flat is right in the middle of her comfort range. So for comparative purposes, let's look at the original vocal arrangement compared to her live vocal arrangement. You can see firsthand that the distance or range between the notes on the staff is less in the live arrangement. This is smart singing. To deliver this song, she brings it back into her tessitura or comfort range to give a strong performance. I'll Wait has 5 written high Gs. And again, just because you have the note does not mean you can sing it for long periods or repeatedly. In this particular performance, she only goes for the one at the very end, and this is what happens. She makes the high G, but cracks immediately after. When you push the top of your voice too far, it will cause the notes that you should have easily to break or suffer drastically in quality. Here's another example. When Patti LuPone has to sing lines of E, they're very clear. But the moment she has to sing a high G, the high E coming off the note gets raspy as well. The same thing that happened with Taylor Dane. What this means for both women is that though they can sing a high G, it's not a note that they have comfortably in their range. And as I've mentioned before, most of Dane's high Gs and As were only done in the studio. So I hope this has given you guys a better understanding of both of these concepts. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. And as always, until next time.